cassette.
Brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA.
Handsome, isn't it? The 74 Chevrolet Impala. But at Chevrolet, we put our new cars through a lot before we build the ones you find at your Chevy dealers.
Lee and Martin.
We run them through water and salt and mud, up hills, into potholes, and over rugged Belgian blocks.
16 miles per hour prior to breaking down pass.
40 miles per hour. Accelerate to 30 miles per hour. That's 1,600 foot mark.
The road to staying America's most popular car is a rough one, but we think it's worth it. Try Impala yourself. See why we call it the Great American Value.
Cycle immediately upon completion.
San Diego ball. Dan Fouts going up for a loss.
Oh, the news is so depressing. War in Asia, famine in India, earthquake in South America.
This is important. Red dog, red dog.
What's a red dog?
Well, that's when the linebacker rushes in and tries to find out how good the quarterback's hospital insurance is.
Why do they call it a red dog?
Because red is a more masculine color than cerise. How do I know?
Diana! Oh, Holly, come in. Diana, this is my father, Dr. Stephen Green. How do you do, Dr. Green?
So you're Diana. I feel I already know you.
Nice to meet you, Holly. Told me a great deal about you.
Oh, you have a marvelous apartment here. Oh, and I see you have the football game on.
Gee, do you think my dad could watch the game? My TV set's out and he's a real football nut.
Uncontrollable.
Let me help yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Aren't you staying, Holly? No, I have to go and do a commercial on a all-day Sunday. Enjoy yourself, Dad. I'll be home around midnight.
Bye, dear. Call me and let me know what time you'll be home.
Thanks. Just what I needed, a matched pair. Bye-bye. Howard, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Stephen Green. Dr. Stephen Green, this is Howard Tolbrook. A nice day. Have a good time here. I'll get some more dip.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How's it going?
Just got started. Who do you like, the Jets or San Diego?
I'm from San Diego. Who do you think I like?
How'd you like to make a little bet? $10.
You're on.
Okay, you got the charges for $10.
I got the charges for $10.
Exciting game. You kidding? 3 touchdowns in the first minute and a half of play.
What's the score?
21-0, Jets. When did you get in?
I just got in today for a medical seminar.
How long will you be staying?
Just a couple of days. Oh, I am sorry. I'm being terribly rude.
No, go ahead and watch the football.
No, the game isn't really that important. I'd much rather talk with you. How long have you been in the States?
A little less than 6 months.
And are you enjoying it?
I'm having to make certain adjustments.
Well, that's only natural. But in no time at all, you feel just like a native.
I hope not. I think American men have an unhealthy preoccupation with football.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm beginning to think it's taking the place of sex.
Yeah. I have never seen a defense collapse like that in my whole life. I can't believe it.
Neither can I.
You can't win them all, Howard.
He'd be happy to win one.
Apple's mother must have gone home by now. Well, Diana, thanks for the use of the set. Nice meeting you, Doc. Nice meeting you.
Morning, Howard.
Diana, thank you very much. You've been very kind. I'd better run along, too.
Holly won't be home till about midnight. Would you like a drink?
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
Say, a Bloody Mary would be marvelous.
My speciality.
Oh, do you have a special English formula?
No. I just put in a drop more Tabasco sauce to warm one against the London chill. I hope it won't be too highly seasoned for you.
Oh, no problem. Cast iron. I'd put my stomach up against anyone's.
How was your flight?
Frustrating.
Oh, why?
I couldn't walk out on the movie.
Will Mrs. Green be following you?
I hope not. That's why we're divorced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Ah, here you are. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, perfect.
If you like Tabasco sauce, pour that spot.
Say, I hadn't noticed before, but you have a green nose.
I do?
I mean a Stephen Green nose. I'm a plastic surgeon.
Oh.
Hey, your nose is perfect. Straight, thin, not too turned up.
Oh, on behalf of my nose, thank you.
And those high cheekbones, marvelous. They are yours, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Original equipment.
I kind of figured as much because nobody really does great cheeks. Oh, and the ears, perfect size and shape.
Mm-hmm. I can waggle them too, look.
Good chin line.
Yeah, taking a punch or two. But the truth is, I have a very small mouth. My nose is rather too full for my face, and I've got rabbity teeth.
Diana, take it from an expert. If you were to come into my office, I'd send you away completely unchanged. Of course, I'd charge you $100 consultation fee.
I wouldn't pay it.
Tell me something. Do you have any immediate plans?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't. Do you?
No, the convention doesn't start till tomorrow. Why don't we do something together?
I'd love to. Let me look in the newspaper and see if there's anything I can find for us to do.
Hey, would you like some ice?
No, thanks. Do you come to New York often?
Oh, 3 or 4 times a year. Partly professional. But mostly to see Holly. After all, she is my little baby girl, even if she is 30.
Don't tell her that. She thinks she's 28. Here's something. There's ice skating at the Rockefeller Center.
The only thing I like on ice is my drink.
There's an exhibition of contemporary cubists at the Metropolitan Museum of Modern Art. Or there is, let me see, there's a string quartet at the Lincoln Center. Very cultural.
I hate string quartets.
And I hate cubists so much for culture.
Amen. Well, what do you usually do on Sunday afternoon?
I usually spend Sundays looking for something to do. Hey, I know something. What about a bicycle ride in the park? It's close to the traffic.
Perfect. Cycling with an English girl. I haven't done that since the war.
Were you stationed in England?
Yes, right outside of Sheffield.
Oh, isn't that amazing? I was brought up in Doncaster, not 30 miles from there.
Doncaster. Oh, they had a great old church there.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere in England without bumping into an old church.
No, especially if you rode a bike the way I rode.
Would it have been a coincidence if we'd met then?
Maybe we did. What color baby carriage were you in? Wasn't there a town called Bradford around there?
Yes, and Wakefield. You must remember Wakefield.
Wakefield. Oh, the Sea and Crown pub.
That's right. You must have bumped into it. It was right next door to the church.
Oh, I remember. I met a sensational minister there.
In the church?
No, in the pub. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I know it's early, but before I left for the convention, there's just something I had to stop by and tell you.
Oh?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You got me in big trouble with my daughter last night.
I beg your pardon?
She said you kept me out too late.
Oh, I knew I should have written you a note.
Not really. There's something I forgot to tell you.
I wasn't aware there was anything either one of us forgot to tell each other. We were up talking until 3 o'clock this morning.
What I forgot to tell you or ask you, would you have lunch with me today?
Yes, I'd love to.
I'd pick you up at your office at 12:30?
Fine.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
Phil, you promised to have those samples of typeface here by 11 o'clock. I know, but they're not here yet. Okay, thanks.
Diana, this is the prettiest drawing of an ugly shoe I ever saw.
Howard, look. Is this a wild card?
How can a woman lift her foot in a thing like that? Hey, I got a great headline for your ad. Give her a hernia for Christmas. A woman could commit suicide jumping off a pair of those.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Howard, have you finished your copy yet?
What's the rush?
There's no rush. I just want to finish the ad before these shoes go out of fashion. Diana, I hate to ask you this, but could you possibly cut your lunch hour a little bit short today? I need those ads for the cruise wear that were running in Sunday's paper.
Norma, I have a lunch date.
Oh? I'm sorry.
Well, I suppose we could eat in that new tea room on the 4th floor.
Oh, well, I would appreciate it. I hope the fella you're meeting will understand.
I hope so, too.
If it weren't this deadline I have, you and he could take all afternoon for lunch.
That's nice of you, Norma.
You're not going to tell me who it is?
You did not.
Well, of course not. I don't like to pry.
And beavers don't like to build dams. Go ahead and tell her, Diana. She's got a little demon inside her. She's got to know.
That's not true. I do not have to know.
Well, I have to know. Tell me.
Tell me.
I'm having lunch with Dr. Stephen Green.
The guy I was watching football with? He's a nice guy. And lucky. Who is he?
He's Holly's father.
Hello.
Oh, Stephen, come in.
Hi, Doc. Hey, how are you?
I'd like you to meet Norma Brodnick.
Norma, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too.
Diana told me so much about you last night.
And this is Marshall Tyler.
Did she tell you about me, too? What do you think of the Knicks game tonight?
I like the Lakers.
You're wrong.
$5?
10.
Hey, this is going to be a very profitable trip for me.
Shall we go?
Why not? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too. Have a good lunch.
Well, what do you think of him? He's gorgeous. I wonder how old he is.
Well, Holly told me that she was 28, which means she's 30. So if he got married when he was very young, that means he would be 53 or 54.
53? Gee, he looks in terrific shape, too. That steely gray hair, terrific tan. 53 years old. Just think, in 10 years, I'll look just like that.
Sorry, we have so little time for lunch. It's probably the most intimate restaurant in Manhattan.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Hey, listen.
Yeah. It just opened yesterday. I hope it's good. Bucky stole the chef from Macy's.
Oh.
Tell me, how did your seminar go this morning?
Oh, great. We had deviated septums with coffee. Then the meeting became much more uplifting. We had a lecture on defying gravity in the braless age.
Buongiorno. This is the menu.
What happened to the menu?
I think he's on his way down the escalator. It's all right. I know it by heart. Our special is Pomodoro Cantano.
Oh, what's that?
Tomato stuffed with tuna fish. Do you have any soup? Do we have any soup? What kind of an Italian tea room do you think this is? The zuppa di giorno is chicken noodle.
That'll be fun.
And Italian bread? Nope. Only saltinos.
Okay.
I'll have the same. That's it? 2 saltinos? No. 2 soups with saltinos. Grazie.
Just like Via Veneto. Oh, on the way to your office, I stopped by the bookstore.
Oh, Steve, how sweet. Chinese love poems.
I figured it was a little early in our relationship to give you something expensive, so you'll have to wait a while for the diamond tiara.
Oddly enough, I'm content. I think you pulled it off beautifully.
Thank you. It's called creative cheapness. Hey, yesterday was just marvelous. It was a perfect day.
I thought so, too.
But on the way over, I had an important...
You won't believe me, but we're all out of the zuppa. See, this is our first day, and the kitchen is filled with confusion, and I don't know what to tell you.
Well, what would you suggest?
Another restaurant. Well, just bring us anything. Good. I hope we're not out of it. You were saying?
Well, I only have 3 more days, and it suddenly occurred to me I haven't asked you if you're seeing anyone or if you're involved, because I'd like to spend those 3 days with you.
Steve, that's very sweet of you.
Diana, you gotta rush right back upstairs. Mr. Brodnick came in his usual panic, and he's screaming for those cruisewear illustrations right away.
I haven't even started my lunch.
I'll bring it up to you.
It's all right, Diana. Go ahead. I understand.
I wish I did.
Oh, but wait a minute, dear. You haven't answered my question.
Oh, no.
No?
No, I'm not involved, and yes, I'd like to see.
You know, this place isn't half bad. Well, it isn't exactly what I had in mind. I would have much preferred a small, quiet, intimate little French restaurant with dim lights and soft music. Well, hey, I got time. Let's go.
Hi! Harry, you did it again! I thought we were getting an economy car, and you come home with a sports car.
Oh, no, an economy car, honey. A Chevy Vega. Chevy Vega GT.
You must be kidding, Harry.
Guess what we paid for it?
74 Vega GT, this year's version of last year's Motor Trend Economy Car of the Year.
And a back seat that folds down.
Changed some to make it better. Several mechanical modifications, a new nose, a new tail, new colors outside, and inside, more upholstery choices.
And with a little car like this GT, we can save on gas money, huh?
Well, the stripes are nice. Economy car, huh, Harry? Harry, on the fender there, what does the GT stand for?
Oh, it's just letters.
Just letters.
Yeah.
I like it.
74 Vega GT. See what it's like to drive a winner.
I really enjoyed that movie.
All right.
I thought Glenda Jackson was fantastic.
You know, I've never been much of a Glenda Jackson fan until tonight.
I always fancied George Segal, and those shots of London, they made me so homesick.
Well, let's go to the local pub and have a drink. It really was a well-done film, for the most part.
Oh? What part didn't you like?
Well, I didn't think the fight scene was too realistic.
Oh, but it was.
Diana, two people are angry with one another, and they get into an argument, and she starts throwing things, clothes, suitcases. They even get to the point of hitting one another, and they end up in bed.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, all I can tell you, if it happened with me with a woman, I would have walked.
Not if you were stimulated by the argument.
What is stimulating about a childish, immature argument?
I happen to think that fighting can be pretty sexy.
Oh, come on, you're putting me on.
No, I'm serious. I think when two people really care about each other and they get into a good knockdown, drag-out fight, all their real emotions and passions come out.
That is the most absurd theory I've ever heard in my whole life. Hey, my wife and I fought all the time, and we didn't end up in bed. We ended up in divorce.
So maybe if you'd ended up in bed, you wouldn't have ended up in divorce.
Come on now. Don't try and tell me how you could have saved my marriage. You couldn't even save your own.
How would you know?
Listen, all I'm trying to say is if I got in a situation like that, I sure as hell wouldn't have any desire to jump into bed.
Well, I sure as hell would.
Well, then you're a masochist.
And you're a chauvinist. And how come you're coolly standing there sipping your brandy while we're having an argument when you should be storming out of the door?
We are not having an argument. We're having a
The
discussion.
hell we are. We're having an argument. And we're on the verge of having a good knockdown, drag-out fight.
How can you say that?
Because I'm getting stimulated.
So am I.
Molly, do you or don't you want sugar? Okay. All right, you're getting it back.
No, Diana, I haven't seen my father look this good in years. He just looks so bright and breezy, so happy. Just like you. I think you're great for each other.
So do I.
And you know, he's in fabulous shape. Back home in San Diego, he jogs 2 miles every morning. He plays tennis. He works out in the gym, and you wouldn't believe all the push-ups he can do.
Honey, you're overselling me. Why?
You noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'm just trying to compensate for all the negative feelings I had last night. I'll have to admit it. I did feel sort of a shock thinking about you and my father as a thing.
You make it sound like science fiction.
You're right. Actually, I haven't seen him this attracted to a woman since his divorce. And that's why I wanted to put you at ease in case his age was standing in your way.
His age means absolutely nothing to me.
Great.
How old is he?
58, but you'd never know it.
You're right.
And anyway, I just want you to know that if you and he feel something for each other, I understand. And if you want to get married, great.
Marriage doesn't enter into it.
That's okay. I'm really together now. I can handle it, Mother.
Oh, Holly.
Anyway, that's what I came down to say, and I've said it. Subject closed.
Have a good day.
You'll just love San Diego.
These Christmas decorations get more dangerous every year. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and I got my second tinsel cut.
Now,
Well, you better face it, Marshall. Window decorating is a high-risk job. Annie, you gonna see Steve tonight?
What kind of question is that? She sees him every night.
Well, give him this for me, will you? I owe him $10 on the next Lakers game.
This is a 5.
Well, we gotta save something for our next bet. Now, what difference does it make? I'll mail it to him. When's he going back to San Diego?
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah? You're not gonna miss him. He's a nice guy. He'd make a good catch for you, Diana. He's a doctor with a successful practice. He's not that old, 53.
He's not 53. He's 58.
58? Diana, you didn't tell me Steve was 58.
Yes, 5'8".
Diana, I think it's wonderful that you're interested in a mature man.
Thank you, Marshall.
And having a little bit of a father fixation is very normal. And that happens to all of us.
Let's stick with Diana's problem.
Diana, could I see you in Norman's office, please, just for a minute? And would you bring the sketches?
Yes, definitely. Should I spread them out on the desk?
No, never mind. Diana, I want to talk to you.
What about it?
Well, now, I hope you'll forgive me, but I want to give you some advice about being involved with an older man.
Norma, I appreciate your concern, but all I can say is if you haven't tried it, don't knock it.
I've tried it. Between my first husband and Norman, I was involved with a golden oldie myself. He was just like Douglas Fairbanks Jr. He was warm, he was intelligent, and he was the sales manager for a zipper company, so you can imagine the great sense of humor he had.
I can imagine.
When I knew him, he was 59 and had been for quite a few years. It was a whirlwind romance. And before I could catch my breath, he asked me to marry him.
Norma, you never told me.
Well, there are some parts of my exciting life that I have to keep from you. That was it. Of course, he was just like all men of 60. Nothing feeds their ego quite so much as having a young, beautiful wife.
Of course. So what did you do?
Don't interrupt. I want to enjoy it. Well, I really didn't know what to do, to tell you the truth. I mean, he had everything going for him. He knew how to treat a woman the way an older man knows how to treat a woman, you know, with flowers and dinner in the most expensive inn restaurants, and every maitre d' in town knew him. At Trader Vic's, we even had our own engraved chopsticks.
Were you compatible?
Oh, more than you can imagine. We were even allergic to the same foods. And he was very romantic, too. The second date we had, he gave me a red rose pressed between the pages of a book of love poems.
What nationality?
I think he was Lithuanian.
No, I mean the poems. Oh, never mind.
Well, you see, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I thought he was 60, and I was very much younger. And I thought, well, in 10 years, he'll be 70, and I will be a young, vital woman. And I thought that's when his excuses would begin. You know, I'm too tired, I drank too much, I drank too little, a load of zippers fell on my foot. Diana, what would you do if Steve wanted a permanent relationship with you?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
No, don't think about it too long. That was my mistake. While I was making up my mind, the most terrible thing happened.
What?
He ran off with a 19-year-old stewardess.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, it was a fantastic dinner.
Thank you, Doctor.
And now for my fee. There you are, ma'am. Paid in full.
Don't you think you undercharged me a little?
Yeah. Hey, I've got to go. Right now.
9 o'clock?
Well, I've got an early plane in the morning. I have to, pack and all.
What's wrong?
Something we should have discussed a long time ago. The difference in our age.
Then we have absolutely nothing to discuss. Your age means nothing to me. But anyway, I know how old you are. Holly told me you're 58.
60. Holly always takes off 2 years.
Well, I still don't care.
I do.
I don't understand.
Diana,
I'm 60 years old, and I have been married most of my life. I've only been free a short while, and quite frankly, I enjoy it. I can come and go as I please, occasionally meet a beautiful woman like you, and enjoy a beautiful relationship like ours. Now, this might sound egotistical, but, well, frankly, marriage for me right now would be very bad. And I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to lead you on.
But who said anything about marriage?
Oh, well, I'm already half-packed.
I'm glad we settled that. Well, it's still early. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Could I talk you into another good fight?
Hi. Want to see something great? Meet the 74 Malibu Classic. It's the really something new Chevelle model by Chevrolet. It looks classic and feels nice. The full foam seats are firm and terrifically comfortable. And look, really luxurious fabric. Nice. I like to be surrounded by good things. This car is just as handsome outside as it is inside. I think it really looks elegant. But what I really like best about the new Chevelle Malibu Classic is driving it.
Yes, would you please ask you to bring up the whole line, not just the fall line? I'd like to see it all. Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning, Diana. You sound very chipper this morning. That must have meant it went well with you and Steve last night.
Mm-hmm, we did.
Oh, good. That must mean things are, how are things?
No, Ma, I have absolutely no intention of letting you torture yourself. So I allow you one question. Go ahead, ask me anything. Almost.
One question.
Oh, this is torture. Let me see. All right.
Are you two, no. Have you made any, are you going to, what's happening?
Well, we had a wonderful week together, and we're going to see each other from time to time with no strings attached.
Oh, that was a very good question I asked. When is the next time you're going to see him?
But that's two questions.
Don't be vicious.
Well, you'll be flying back next Friday.
Oh. It's not on one of those 747s, is it?
I don't know, I suppose so. Why?
Forget it. There are 12 stewardesses on those things.
Diana. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA.
This is Sergeant Joseph Wamba. A rookie cop, not yet out of the police academy, is thrust suddenly into the dark and dangerous world of dope dealing when he's made an undercover narcotics agent. Watch the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the next dramatic police story. Tomorrow at 10, 9 Central Time, right here on NBC.
Number 43, Washington.